Collecting is your love.
I want more.
That's not true. He likes me because I'm loud and a brat and he can make me shut up later. Oh, I wish I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming.
Stream so that I have a good looking head. When you say website, I don't think action figures. Thomas! Thomas! You and I need to have a conversation. You and I need to have a conversation because on the back is numero uno. I love this book. I love it.
Always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Before you get excited, that's a tail. The turtles had tails. Yeah, that's a tail. Thank you for pointing that it is a tail. That's a tail. The original turtles had tails. DCD Collects proudly presents signed, certified, and delivered. Each envelope has one 9.8 SIG Series comic book graded by CGC. These are hand-picked for you. 7 out of 10, my lord. It could take 6 months of being constipated before they die from the buildup. Not just any Iron Man. The Iron Man that saved us all.
In the box!
Doug! It's the Captain!
And I gotta say, that shield was pretty fun to paint too. It's chunky.
It is chunky.
Chunky with the oil paint.
Yeah.
Call on me and collect with DCD. If collecting is your love.
I want more.
That's not true. He likes me because I'm loud and a brat and he can make me shut up later. Oh, I wish I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming.
Stream so that I have a good looking head. When you say website, I don't think action figures. Thomas! Thomas! You and I need to have a conversation. You and I need to have a conversation because on the back is numero uno. I love this book. I love it.
Always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Before you get excited, that's a tail. The turtles had tails. Yeah, that's a tail. Thank you for pointing that it is a tail. That's a tail. The original turtles had tails. DCD Collects proudly presents signed, certified, and delivered. Each envelope has one 9.8 SIG Series comic book graded by CGC. These are hand-picked for you. 7 out of 10, my lord. It could take 6 months of being constipated before they die from the buildup. Not just any Iron Man. The Iron Man that saved us all.
In the box!
Doug! It's the Captain!
And I gotta say, that shield was pretty fun to paint too. It's chunky.
It is chunky.
Chunky with the oil paint.
Yeah.
Call on me and collect with DCD. If collecting
I want more.
That's not true. He likes me because I'm loud and a brat and he can make me shut up later. Oh, I wish I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, the hits just keep on coming.
Stream so that I have a good looking head. When you say website, I don't think action figures. Thomas! Thomas! You and I need to have a conversation. You and I need to have a conversation because on the back is numero uno. I love this book. I love it.
Always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Before you get excited, that's a tail. The turtles had tails. Yeah, that's a tail. Thank you for pointing that it is a tail. That's a tail. The original turtles had tails. DCD Collects proudly presents Signed, Certified, and Delivered. Each envelope has one 9.8 Sig Series comic book graded by CGC. These are hand-picked for you. 7 out of 10, my lord. It could take 6 months of being constipated before they die from the buildup. Not just any Iron Man. The Iron Man that saved us all.
In the box!
Not to
Doug! It's the Captain!
And I gotta say, that shield was pretty fun to paint too. It's chunky.
It is chunky.
Chunky with the oil paint.
Yeah.
Call on me and collect with DCD. If collecting is your love,
I want more.
That's not true. He likes me because I'm loud and a brat and he can make me shut up.
Oh, folks, what's up? Sorry I was a little late. I got stuck in a rabbit hole about early comic books. Something came across my desk today, and I say that not my actual desk, through text, a random encounter. One of the guys in my Dynasty League, his name is Sean, very nice guy, talked to him on the phone, asked me if I could take a look at a comic book. And I'll say hi to all of you in a second. I gotta get the story out because it's unbelievable. And I was like, yeah, actually, I do a lot with comics now. He's like, I can't find a lot of information on this, but I know it's super rare and I know it's super old. I was like, cool. He goes, I'm gonna shoot you a picture. CGC. It's like, all right. I'm not gonna share the photo because I don't have his permission to share the photo. But he sends me a 5.5 graded CGC. Famous Funnies Carnival of Comics. Famous Funnies Carnival of Comics, according to CGC, is the second comic book ever made. Yeah. Technically, the first comic ever made was in the late 1890s. It's something in the Yellow Flats. And those, you can't find them. It's impossible. They don't exist in anything but billionaires' collections. The first true comic modern era, well, modern as in like 1900 forward, is New Fun #1, which was 1933. This Famous Funnies Carnival of Comics, not numbered, came out in 1933 as well. It's considered the second ever comic book per CGC. I said, okay, I'm going to look it up. I gave him the information. Only 77 have ever been graded by CGC. the last 5.5 sold for about $3,100. And then I got to thinking, man, I feel like $3,100 is pretty cheap for the second ever comic book ever made. So now I'm going on a deep dive trying to find a copy, an ungraded copy of this book, and seeing if I can score one so I can say I have the second comic book, arguably. All right, with that said, let me get to my greetings, because I know that was a lot, but if I didn't say it, I'd forget all of it. Hellbolt, love you, man. Sapuros, Kate, Money Mitch, Don, Scoob! I'm dying. I'm dry drowning. I just started breathing in when I wasn't done swallowing. Yes, I'm drinking yerba mate. It's been that kind of day. Rumor has it my glasses come in tomorrow, so hopefully they'll arrive before I have to be here. And you'll be able to see my glasses. They're weren't my first choice, weren't my second choice. But I needed glasses, so I had to settle, folks. So I want you to be aware that I know these are not the best things that I've ever put on my face. Shut up, Kate. These are the ones that are just good enough. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna let you publish that clip.
Oh, we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore?
Ever. Never ever. I brought the snack drawer back, but I'm filling it with healthy stuff. You heard a rumor today at the comic shop that a big comic shop got blacklisted after getting caught selling the Denman Slayer free on comic book day book for $10 on free comic book day. Huh. Name names. Fruit and nuts. Oh. So, here's the thing. I don't know if you know this, but the comic book companies, the comic book shops pay the companies for those books. Those are not free to the comic book store. They're free to us, but the comic book store, they don't pay cover price because there is no cover price, but they do cover the cost of printing collectively. So they're not selling a free product. I'm not siding with them. I'm saying it's a complicated matter. The LCSs do pay for those comics. So obviously I can see them getting blacklisted because they're capitalizing on what's supposed to be free and was intended to be free. But I think the legal ground behind it in court would be a little different. You have to sign a terms of service and get on the list for free comic book day, and part of that agreement is they don't sell them. See, I didn't know that. Thank you for clarifying. That's why I keep the debate and discussion open. Oh, Yerba mate has too much sugar in it. If they had a sugar-free yerba mate that didn't have stevia or any other sweeteners in it, I'd be happy. Vault Comics sent me the email. My Dungeon Crawler Carl Absolute Batman variants are on their way, which means Doug's are on the way. So I bought 3. I think Doug has 11. We're more than likely not going to sell them. We'll probably, I'm going to be dead honest with you, maybe one might come available, but when the show comes out, which has already been announced, hasn't been cast yet, so 2 years, when that comes out, that comic book is going to be so massive, folks. It's going to make Free Comic Book Day version look asinine. And for all of you who bought in when I said to, you're welcome. Again, you're welcome. Remember, if you do end up selling yours, I enjoy scotch. Just throwing it out there. If you bought a 10-pack and you sell 9 of them, you'll have enough to buy me a bottle of scotch, even if it's a small 200 milliliter bottle. Brain always says Demon Slayer, not Dungeon Crawler. It's okay, dude. Demon Slayer's dope. Aw, that's all good, Don. I still love you, brother. Boy, did I write a strongly worded letter of shame to the people who are doing the Star Wars Celebration. I did not send it from my normal email, so it will not be traced back to me. But man, oh man, was I wicked with the tongue, saying how disappointed I am and how the Force was not strong with that one when they decided to do that sale that way. I was strongly, I didn't swear, but it was thick with venom. Yeah. It's my fault for not getting online at 12 o'clock like everyone else. So that's all right. We'll probably end up working it. I sent the information to Maria to give to Lee because it's easier to get a hold of Maria than it is to get to Lee. So we'll see. We'll see. So, there's a few things I have been asked to remind people of. Excuse me. Although yerba mate is not carbonated, I've been drinking carbonated water up until this show. So I apologize for my burps. But that is my gastral adventure that I'm taking you on. Signed, sealed, still available. Variants, we are going to do last call on variants. If you are interested, the giveaways are triggered. We sold more than 50%. All 3 are triggered. If you want to get in on the giveaway, I'm going to do this tomorrow at the end of the stream. You have today and tomorrow to make your decision. It is last call on variants. Somebody tomorrow night will walk away with the Batman Spider-Man pieces, both of those Snake Eyes, and the Spider-Verse piece. 3 winners. So, I know Don, Chef, Carlos, Thomas, and Ice Wolf don't want me to pitch this anymore, but there's a lot of goodies in there. At the $99, it is a very, very good deal, and the giveaways are worth the price of admission. Robots! What up, Carlos? I was just calling last call on variants. We're gonna end the sale tomorrow. What up, Chef? Chef, I was just announcing last call on variants. You're already in, buddy, so you don't need to do anything else. Robots is not last call. We're going to keep that going a little bit longer. I want that to sell out at least half before I consider moving it on at the new price. The moving sale has 3 spots left. You know what they are. You just have to decide if you want them. And that's it. Oh, and one more thing. There's still 3 of these Alex Ross ridiculously valued packages left. I was told that people probably forgot, and I should remind them that these exist. They kind of got buried down the list. So, ta-da! I mean, I think we went through a majority of it yesterday. Where's my football peeps at? My choices for wide receiver in this draft that I was doing that's not DCD Collects. With the 10th overall pick, I had a choice of Jeremy Bernard, Pittsburgh, Dejon Stribling, San Francisco, and Cooper from the Jets. Now, I know Cooper is probably, over the course of his career, going to be the most prolific of the 3. Jeremy Bernard and Stribling are behind some starters. But the Jets' offense is a train wreck and has a lot of mouths to feed. Jeremy Bernard, I think, is going to do great. I think he's actually going to play by the end of the season. But I went with Stribling because Stribling has 2 or 3 oft-injured players ahead of him. And he's already 23 years old. He's already an old man by rookie standards, but I think he could plug and play if one of those go down. He can play the slot and the X, so I went with Stribling. I'll have to see it tomorrow if I can. Kind of went crazy on Legos last few days. Pick up some no longer going to be in production ones. Yeah, no, I get it, Carlos. Hey, I get it. Those are very flippable. Very expensive. I'm mad at you. I got nothing but love for you. Oh, we had to go to the optician, so we picked up James's glasses yesterday. And we had to go and get them kind of refitted because he didn't like the way they sat on his face. So they put in little silicone pads for his nose, and now suddenly they fit perfectly. So that was an adventure. We had his school meeting today. It was great. I love the staff at his new school. I think they are absolutely wonderful people. So we had a very good parent-teacher conference, mandatory parent-teacher conference. I love that. His state testing for California starts next week, so they kind of gave us a heads up on what to expect. So that was awesome. But all in all, very busy day, but very good day for our household. Next week is going to be very busy. As you know, we are not going to be streaming on Friday. Thursday is up in the air. Friday, I will be in Ontario, California, getting ready for Comic-Con Revolution. I will see at least one of you there. So this upcoming week, I have to prep for all of the comics that need to get signed. We are meeting John Romita Jr. I don't say we. Doug is going to meet John Romita Jr. I'm sure I'll be manning the booth. And I believe Dave Barron will be there. I believe there's some good peeps there. Doug is getting some stuff signed by the cast of Battlestar Galactica. Hello, me lord. Lord Brownie got his birthday gift from me in the mail today. Lord Brownie, I refused to show anybody what it was. I did not want the surprise to be spoiled. So I will, if you choose, you don't have to, but if you choose, I will let you tell everybody what you got. But Lord Brownie has been so gracious. Me lord has been so gracious with his drink. I would be remiss to not send him a token of my appreciation. If you're wondering why I'm not drinking scotch or having any beers this week, and probably not Wednesday, maybe even not at all next week, is the amount of medicine I'm taking. Oh, it's just a Daniel Gonzalez Superman gouache sketch card. A little gouache painting. You'll notice it's not on the site anymore because I bought it. Huzzah! Huzzah! Yeah. Hey guys, Doug's birthday's next week. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if he wants me to tell you. According to my calendar, Doug's birthday is the 14th. Crystal, her birthday is the 15th. Just throwing it out there. Just gonna throw that out there. I know she's turning 29. I believe he might be turning 29. By the way, Wix has finally been fixed. I can see everybody's orders now. Prue, I can do everything. Oh, Crystal, you got a birthday next week. Don't act like I don't know. Just wanted to let everyone know. Yeah, I'm finally able to issue refunds now. It was not allowing it yesterday. $13.9 in June. Man, almost in the 40 club. Almost in the 40 club. I don't mind. I'm 45. I don't mind it. All of my ailments, all of my issues stem from a life well lived. I almost said something that Kate and only a handful, maybe Crystal, of people would know. I was going to list the areas of my injuries, and then I realized if I listed them in the order that I was going to list them in, it would allude to a song. So I'm going to say my back, my neck are all because of car accidents, military, fighting. Crystal knew. Oh, she got it. She knew when I said it. She's like, yeah, I know where you were going. Listen, I ran a hip-hop Latin club in New York. I heard that song a lot. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. There you go. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That was it. It's exactly where I was going, Saporos. It's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, Carlos knows the song too. My back, my neck. It's from, the car accident, 2 of them. Fighting, I've been in a lot of Donnybrooks. MMA, hockey, football, baseball. And just a life that was thoroughly lived, the Navy. So, all of my ailments are not age-related for the sake of being age-related. All of my ailments are from a life well lived. College years, real area. Oh, yeah. Crystal's like, yeah, those were my college years. So you can say, look, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Oh, listen, our club was our club here. You can get away with a lot in our club. We were one of those, let that slide type clubs. So, interesting things happened on the dance floor. The only time we worried about the dance floor is when people started standing shoulder to shoulder and creating a wall so you couldn't see behind them. That's when we had to be like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Carlos knows the club that I used to run. Carlos knows about Barcelona in Pearl. Barcelona in Pearl took over for La Luna. La Luna was very strict. We were not so much. So yeah, that song. What was the other one? God, I can't remember the title, but I think it's Down Low. Down Low. I want to say it was Down Low. Girl, drop it to the floor. I want to see, and that's where I have to stop right there. Let me see, do it with no hands. Yeah, that is as much as I could probably sing of that song without violating TOS. That song was extremely popular when I was running the club. That left a lot of things outside of the imagination. You didn't have to imagine; you could just watch. It was interesting. I lived an interesting life, folks. This fat, bald, white guy you see in front of you is a far cry from what he was 15 years ago. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm not going to contribute to the delinquency of an elder. I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. It's my headrest. I've never had a chair with a headrest before. True story. This is like one of the first chairs I've ever had that had a dedicated headrest. And I now know why people have them. Because every once in a while you just need that break. Speaking of breaks, we are not going to be launching any more breaks before we leave for Comic-Con. I am getting to Ontario, I believe, Thursday, now that I think about it. You know what? Let me check my calendar. I don't know. I am staying Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I am arriving Friday. Doug has to leave, so I will be driving all of the stuff down. Mrs. the Breaker will be bringing Jimmy behind me. And then Doug will be leaving early on Sunday. I will be closing out the con and driving the stuff up. What is left in the moving sale? All right. What is left in the moving sale is KP West in Space, which is a Space Quest big picture and a big drawing and Star Trek drawing. their large format. Transformers is still available. And Cat Stags. This is a Cat Stags Superman lot. So it is from, I believe this is also from the Super Friends comic. This is a splash page. I can't remember if it was the splash page or if it was a unused cover. It's one of the two. I'm sorry, I did not write down what she told me. I apologize. I'm going to see her next weekend. I'm going to buy more pencils from her. Cat Stag's original art is not cheap. So I will be buying more Cat Stags next week. But yeah, it is. I'll show you know what? I wanted to make it a surprise, but I'll show it to you because it's damn impressive. And it comes with a signed comic by Alex Ross. Cold medicine, antibiotics, steroid mix for late night shopping, especially when you can't breathe it in. You're up all night. Yeah, I time my antihistamines and steroids to not be at night. Having a CPAP and not being able to breathe at night is hell. I'm going to cover up that word. It is a living hell. So I try to balance it. I try to make it so that I take it early enough. Won't let me click a link. Okay. We just fixed it. Refresh the page and try again, please. There is an issue with Wix's cookies. It will not load something first, but when you refresh the cookies on it, it works like a charm. Yeah, I can click in on my phone. Add to cart. Remove from cart. Yeah. Is it plugged in? Have you tried turning it on and turning it off and turning it on? I would love a little bit of scotch right now. I wish I could. Boom, 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 boom. All right, that is my caffeine limit for the next 4 hours. I don't even know if I'm allowed to whistle that song, come to think of it. There we go. Those are the three. Here's what I wanted to show you. I want to show you exactly what we're doing next week. Thanks for reminding me. I will be chatting with Dave Barron. I've met Dave Barron a couple of times. Really nice guy. Really, really nice guy. He did Batman Who Laughs famously. Very nice guy. Lives like 2.5 hours from me. Doug is... Oop, there's an order. Doug is doing a James Callis auto. I'm sure we'll do some Claremont. I know we're doing a Tricia Helfner auto. Probably do some Jurgens Superman stuff. We found a stash of old Death of Supermans and Hero Reborns. We'll probably get him to sign those. I know we're doing a Mary McDonnell signing. Wait till you see what we're getting signed. I can't tell you about it. We'll be doing an Eddie James Olmos signing. I freaking love him. He's great. Dustin Wynn is amazing too. We're doing a Grace Park auto. We are doing a Katie Sackhoff auto too. We're doing a signing with John Romita, a big signing. We'll be hanging out with Kat. I will be picking Ben Templesmith's brain and letting him know I know Lee Cozy so that we can also be friends. I like Ben's work. I like his individual work. I like the stuff that he does freelance. That's it. That is what we are doing. That is the goal. It's RVD and Sean Waltman. That's right. They'll be there. All right, Chef. Chef. Oh, Tim's on BK. Chef's going to pull Transformers right now. Don't say that because he'll pimp out more of my work. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. I'm tired, boss. Number 8 of the hastily put together and really not double checked moving sale. Ocho goes to Chef. West in Space. So this was from a project we were going to do, but we ended up shelving the project. Prue, did you buy it out hoping for the No, you didn't. Hold on. Did that just happen? Did that just happen? No? Okay. Did somebody sell it out? I don't have it sold out. I have, you're the only sale on my list. Let me get this. So here's the deal with this one, and Prue, I'm sorry that I'm going to talk this up, but I'm going to talk this up. So we were going to do a space sci-fi break that Kevin was part of. It was going to be Kevin, and I can't remember who else we were going to add with it. It was going to be 2 or 3 artists. And Kevin immediately got all of his stuff done. It was all great. There was like 10 different pieces. And the 2 pieces I have were going to be 2 of the big hits. One was going to be either the giveaway or the big hit. And we ended up not doing, the other artists couldn't commit. We ended up just passing on the project. So as we were going through all of our boxes, we had, as you saw from the other stuff we pulled, we had a bunch of projects, the extra pieces from projects that just didn't fit the project perfectly, or pieces that just didn't were for a project that we ended up not doing the project at all. So this project was going to be a sci-fi, a space and sci-fi project. And we just never did the project. As you can see, we haven't done a space or a sci-fi project in a year. So this was going to be last year that we were going to do this. So here's the first piece. In that typical amazing KP West type of way. And that's that nice fine Kirby crackle in the background. And then look at this from Galaxy Quest. Oh, how perfect is that, Alan Rickman? Yeah, so this was going to be one of the giveaways. I believe this was the giveaway. Yeah. So 2 big pieces. You basically were able to cherry pick the one of the big hits and the giveaway of what was going to be a thing. Yeah, it never came to fruition. We ended up just doing something different. So basically for $109 you got the giveaway and the big hit. So congratulations. Sorry, Prue, but I had to give all the information. Well, that leaves Transformers and Cat Stags. Chef, you bought another one. Still one left? Okay. All right, Chef, let's see what you got. Chef just wants us all over the barrel. Numero uno. I know there are 2 people right now, 2 people that have the last one in their cart probably, and are waiting on me to open this envelope to pull the trigger. There are 2 people that really want to know what's inside this envelope right here. Chef numero uno. The answer is right here. It's like room temperature. It's not very good. Got a little water on me.
belongs in a museum. So do you.
There it is. This is a Javin Loop sketch card signed by John Bailey, who has been the voice of Optimus Prime. And then there's this nugget. Well, there you go. So here's what's left. The Cat Stag's original splash page. And this. So yeah, a pretty valuable final envelope. I have a feeling I need to open the Discord. Me. This is James Silvani. This is actually a very well-known artist. You can actually find him. BK. BK's like, yeah, that's worth more than price of admission. All right, proof is in the pudding. This should say Ross Stags. There it is. All right, man, congratulations. A signed and certified copy of Action Comics number 1050 by Alex Ross, from Alex Ross directly, and the dope Cat Stag splash page original pencils. And what's wrong, Chef? Well, Blind Cat bought the last one, so talk to him. And whatever you guys decide, put it in the Discord. That is sold out. What up, Hex? Oh, Hex, you just missed it. Hex, man, listen, I hate to do this to you, but I got to show you what you just missed. What just was the last envelope that everybody knew what it was. All they had to do is buy it. And it sat there for a solid 20 minutes, well, maybe 10 minutes. Yup. A Superman original preliminary art for a splash page. And Action Comics 1050, signed and certified for Alex Ross. That was $109 for the pair. Crazy. This prices are crazy, man. Crazy. You got deals. It's crazy. Yeah, it's all good, man. I have a feeling as we open up more boxes, we will find more stuff that he's just going to be like, hey, make something. Stylish, lively iguana aliens. Oh, let me take that off the site while I'm thinking about it. No point in people seeing something they can't have. All right. That is sold out. Trade alert. All right, let me see. Trading Chef, the 2 Guardians for the Prime. Trade has been made in real time. That, folks, is one of the benefits that I don't think you realize is extremely valuable here at DCD Collects. Let me get on my sales pitch for a moment. We are one of the only places that you can get trades certified and done in-house without you having to worry about sending to somebody you only slightly know and hoping they send it back. Not a lot of places on the planet will take the liability of doing the trades in-house, and we do it courtesy of our private Discord and me because I am a generous soul. So congratulations. Awesome. Boy, I got all sorts of things going on. Just want to make sure it's just the 2 for the 1 Prime, not the sketch card signed by Bailey. Chef gets to keep that. Yeah, that's what I did. That's a trade. Yeah. That's the trade as I understood it. Hey, guys, if you aren't specific, I'm going to go with exactly what's written. I'm going to go with exactly what's written. Hey, Javin Loop is a great artist. We're actually trying to get him to do a run with us. We like Javin. He's a nice guy. He just got courted by a comic book. He has an original IP that he puts out. That's pretty dang awesome. We have a couple of copies of his mini comic book here that he signed for us and graciously gave us. Javin's a good dude. Javin's on the up and up. I think you can see Javin doing some named stuff soon. Good guy. Every time we see him, he has a smile on his face and he's very gracious with his time. That is something that is, I have met, let me snooze this. I meet a lot of artists. I meet tons of artists, tons of creators, tons of writers, blah, blah, blah. I deal with them financially. I deal with them deadline time-wise. There are some that are extremely easy to work with. There are people in the industry that, and especially new people in the industry, that are very gracious with their time and very attentive and remember who you are and enjoy being there. The longer you are in the grind, the more it can grind on you. And there's a select few that maintain that attitude. David Mack. I finally got to sit down and talk to him at WonderCon and literally carry a conversation with him. And the first thing, like I brought him the Battle Beast comics, the Things from Another World super limited run. I think they're less than 500. And I said, hey, I bought these. You didn't sign them at your launch, so I wanted to bring them by and get you to sign them here. And he looked me right in my eyes and said, hey, man, thanks for buying that cover. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for bringing it to me and having me sign it. He goes, that's awesome. Thank you. Blows my mind. David Mack, incredible talent. Famous. David Mack is famous. You can't argue that he's not famous. He's the co-creator of Echo. He is well known for his work with Daredevil and Elektra. His watercolors are fantastic. He's a sought-after cover artist for special limited features. He does full old-school Japanese single-stroke brush paintings that are $2,000 a piece. And he was thanking me for coming to him and for buying his cover, which he didn't even get the money. I bought it from the store, and he thanked me for buying it and then thanked me for having him sign it. And then I was like, and I need you to get this. I need you to remark this Invincible too, because why not? And he was like, oh man, I would love to. That's great. Would you say he's the Mac Daddy? He is the Mac Daddy. That's right. David Mack is the Mac Daddy. But just he was just a tremendously nice guy. And every person in front of me in line and the person behind me in line that I saw the interaction with, he was thankful for every person that came to him to say hello. Even a person who just said, hey, listen, I just wanted to say I love your work. You know, keep going. And the guy was clearly not going to buy anything. He just wanted to shake his hand. And he was, oh man, hey, thanks. I really appreciate that. You know, I love hearing it. Mac the Knife. But he was great. And then there are other people that have been, and I'm not going to name these names. I'm not gonna water the weeds. But I will give flowers to the people that deserve them. There are people that have been in the industry for 30 years that are just like, you hand them something to sign, they scribble it and they just like toss it away. There's no hi, there's just, there's, hey, you know, you try to engage. I really loved this cover and how you saw this. Yeah, thanks. And it's easy to get jaded in here. especially the old school guys. You have to remember, the real old school guys, like we're talking like Rubenstein, Ron Lim, the guys that have been in it for 50 years. Those guys were in at a time where they didn't own their work for the beginning of their career. And Neil Adams was one of the people that allowed them, and the same thing you could argue with Todd McFarlane to a degree. Hey, if iTrade includes a mega, can you refund shipping? Yeah, sure. It is understandable that some of the old school guys are PO'd, that they still have to grind in their 60s and 70s because the money wasn't there in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. So I can understand to a degree some of it. So it is refreshing when people have been in the industry for more than 10 years and they still have a great attitude. And Javin Loop is not like new. He's been around for quite a few years. But his energy and his smile, it's nice to see. And we who spend thousands and thousands of dollars at cons, sometimes with the same artist, we remember who was happy to be there and who was just doing it for the money. Yeah, there's still people that are legends that we're going to, put up with their prickly behavior because they're legends. But we're probably going to spend more with the person who had the better attitude. And that's something that Doug has instilled in me. He's like, these two artists, he goes, this artist here and this artist here can draw the exact same thing if you ask them to. And they'll do it for the exact same price if you ask them to. And one of them is going to be happy to do it, and the other one is going to begrudgingly take a commission. Which one are you going to go with? I'm going to go with the guy that's happy to be there. I'm going to go with the guy that's going to be like, oh man, yeah, I want to do that. So I don't want to sound elitist because I feel like I'm coming off as elitist, but we recognize that stuff. We know the people who are engaged, and we love working with those people. Javin Loop is one of those people. That's one of the people we're going to want to work with. I have been given the green light to reach out to Waltering. Waltering is another person that is fantastic. He is, as you know, just his own solo thing. Doug asked me to handle a project with Waltering, so I personally will now be reaching out to Waltering soon. 2 more trades. Holy biscuits. Let me look. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me reply to this one first. So we are going Fruity Pebbles sell for Galaxy Quest. Okay, sell for Galaxy Quest is done. Trading Deep Space Nine for a Neon Mega. Okay. Ow. All right then. Done and done. Chef started. Let's start a box. All right, Chef, you ready to see what's inside this neon? '26 Topps Disney Neon. You know, we're due for an autograph sketch card. We're due for an autograph or a sketch card. We're due! Kismet, hear our words. Chef needs a new pair of shoes. There we go. There's the light. All right, we're going to want this right about here. Let me do that. There we go. Hey, baby. What you got in that pack? Cards. Finesse. Or I'm gonna wreck it. You know, we still haven't pulled a villain. I really want to pull a villain. Goliath. That looks cool in... I mean, it's a basic foil parallel, but that one particularly looks good. Oh, okay. A little shiny shine. There's Barley, Snowcap. And, ooh, Pirate Moody. That's the first one of those we've pulled. Little epic Mickey. Of course, Chef's going to get the pirate. Am I right? With his blunderbuss. Yeah, I'm a nerd. What? What? Say something. Arr. Something. There they are. Hey, there's Miss Piggy. I don't think we've pulled many of those. Man, Spladoosh. I mean, yeah. Terry the Tellier. I like the feel of this pack. Something about it. It's probably nothing. It's Jay. Ha ha. Goofy. So much fluff. More Jay. Chernabog. That would be cool in Snowcap. Animal. Grandpa has a spoiled granddaughter already. Good. That's the whole point. There you go, chef. Chef for chef. Chef for chef, chef. Look at the chefiness. How chefy. How chefy. That's okay. You can pull those aside for yourself. Hergen, Bergen, Pergen. Smeen de Pern of Herder. Heben Durban. Vanellope. Kermie. Chernabog. All right, last pack. I think this is going to be another ice cap. Oh, wait, no. I think you got your two. No. Oh, we. I was wrong. Oh, Prue, look, boost. Oh, we. No, I can't take anymore. There we go. Hey, folks, listen, we are really due for another hit on that case. We had two good ones. Started out hot. What we really are overdue for is that Topps Chrome. Put the manga car in Prue's box. Prue, you're getting a gift. Ooh, did you hear that? That was an electric shock. Came from my Stream Deck. I need a static shock. Yeah, it hurt. It was a good one. You can actually, look, there's a white little dot on the, it's never going to focus. Right on the tip. It's kind of, yeah, you can see it a little bit. Yeah. It was just a shocking experience. It was. It smarted a little bit. It was legit. You heard, y'all heard that. That's why I said electric. It was a little bit beyond static. That was a little mix of both. Tie my shoes. So I'm gonna go down here real quick so everybody can see what we have in the back. Hey, good. Hey, Chef, listen, we aim to please, baby. You know that. Oh, look how different my color is when I'm outside of my light range on my monitors. I told you, it's all lighting. Matt Dinneman is the writer of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He has a new book coming out next week. It's the 8th book in the series. He says the series will be over at 10 books. So he just finished a massive book signing campaign. And with the popularity of the show coming out and the comic book being gangbusters, one of the most sought after covers since Absolute Batman, true story, go look it up. He is more likely to be seen at cons now because of his pop cultural influence. He is I believe he is based out of Oregon. either Oregon or Washington. He's somewhere in the 2-state vicinity of Hellbolt. I told a short version. Let me tell you the detailed version. I think I was in a lot of pain, so I kind of just blurted it. So here's the story about how I ended up with 2 of these comics. Let me finish with Dinniman. So Matt Dinniman is going to be, you're going to see a lot of him. I am probably going to wait to grade my comics until I know whether or not I can see him soon, because I will have Matt Dinniman sign all of my comics. I have a feeling he will be at a con in the near future, like within the next 6 months. In my neck of the woods. He is a West Coaster, so he does a lot of things around the West Coast. I am probably going to hold all my books from grading. I think Doug is going to grade the first half, and I think he's going to hold his other half to see if we can get Matt to sign. I am going to hold all of mine until Matt signs, or until I know that I'll never get them signed by him, and then send them in. So I'm on a hold pattern with mine. I know that right now they're probably the most expensive they're going to be for a long time, but I'm still going to hold, because I know if I can get them signed and that show comes out, and if that show is anywhere near as good as the book, then we have a hit on our hands. Now, the problem is, and I'll get to the story, Saporos, the problem is the book is so beloved by so many, 6 million copies sold, that people are going to have opinions of the show no matter how good it is. So there will be possible blowback, but I'm willing to risk it because I love the content. So I went to Free Comic Book Day in Ventura. Actually, I never checked to see if we won. I gotta remember that real quick. Let me, while I'm thinking about it. Sorry, I have to pause. All right, let me find. Here it is. You might see me in the video. I want to see if I can pull up the video. Oh, my God, I am in it. I am very briefly standing in front of the door. You'll see Mel and Jimmy. Right here. Look, Mel, Jimmy, and Big Me, very briefly. So we went to this Ventura location. So, the place opened at 10 o'clock, the place opened at 11. We got there at 10:20. At 10:20, the line was all the way around the building going back into the parking lot, about 100 people deep. We waited 40 minutes in line. I did a live post. If you go to my Instagram, my personal Instagram, I did a live post from the line telling everybody I wait in line just like everybody else. No front of the line access for me there. And we got to the front of the line. They let us in. We talked to a couple of people just about this, and we got to the table, the comic book table. And of course, all of the Dungeon Crawler Carls were gone. I think he said he's like, we had a stack of like 100. He goes, I think we have 1 or 2 bales of them. And I get through, and there's, don't get me wrong, I got like 25 books that I'm interested in actually reading and looking at. And I was talking to the one guy that worked there. I was like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, good. I was like, wow, that Dungeon Crawler Carl, that went pretty quickly, didn't it? He's like, oh man, we had to like keep an eye on it to let, tell people to only take, 1 or 2. He goes, but yeah, that was the big get this year. I was like, bro, I just love those books, man. I am stoked that they're going to be a graphic novel. And he's like, yeah, I haven't read the books. I was like, listen, man, if you played an RPG in your life, you played a single player, if you played Dungeons and Dragons, especially if you played something on the computer, he wrote it from the standpoint of somebody that's immersed in the game. It is wicked. I mean, I really enjoy it. I've eaten up the first 7 books. And he's like, oh man, that's really good to hear. I was like, yeah, I heard there's, the next big one, keep an eye out for, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another scoop. There's a rumor that He Who Fights with Monsters is going to be the next big lit RPG turned into a graphic novel. If that happens, by Shirtaloon, that graphic novel will not be the level of Dungeon Crawler Carl, but that internationally is a very big book. That is actually written from a guy in Australia. And in Australia, it's a massive set of books, like 15 of them. And now that Dungeon Crawler Carl is so big, it has really opened up the lit RPG universe. And he is, we were getting into him. I'm on book 3 of his. I bought 11 of them up front. That's how good it is. I bought 11 audiobooks up front after listening to the first one. So if that gives you an idea, that's how good it is. So I chatted about him. I was like, hey, what else do you think is cool that's out that I might not know about? He's like, oh, you got to get Strays. You got to get Paper Girls. And he like basically walked to the table. Was like, oh, this one's really good. This one's got some buzz. This one is getting picked up by a big thing. Image just bought this one. And the guy was super helpful. And I was like, man, I love it. I said, I want something that has a good, engaging story. And he's like, yeah, that's good. He goes, it's nice when people actually read comic books. And I was like, yeah, that seems to be something that doesn't happen anymore. So I was like, hey man, I appreciate it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to, after I finish this table, I'm going to buy a couple of things too. Got to support the LCS. And he's like, hey, we appreciate that. So we did. We bought, Melissa bought me a Weird Al Yankovic little graphic novel thing about Al that's like his biography and pictures. I bought a couple of, I think Deadpool Batman #1s. They're in the car. I forgot to bring them up. They're in the car. It would take me like 5 minutes to get them, which is a long time on live camera. But I bought 2 copies of those. James bought 2 comics. We ended up leaving with a book and I think 4 comic books. So we spent about like $30. So we were looking around and we were in the store for a solid 20 minutes and not a lot of people stuck around. A good majority of people grabbed their free comic books and left. A select few got in line and bought stuff. And we were one of those people. So the line was, they have 1 cash register. And so the line was fairly long. We're in the line for about 15 minutes. And we get to about four people near the head of the line. And the guy I was talking to, he's like, oh, great mustache. I was like, oh, thanks, man. You know, he's like, we started talking, how long you been? About 6 years I've been growing it, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, that's cool. I was like, hey, I appreciate you. And I shook his hand and grabbed the comics. And I was standing in line. I was just, honestly, just talking to Mel, looking at some of the books that were on the table as we waited in line. And that guy walks up to me and says, you wanted the Dungeon Crawler Carl, right? And I was like, yeah. He goes, 2 copies? I was like, oh, I would love one to read and one to keep. He goes, okay. And he walks back to the back room because I can see him. He's in line of sight. He walks back and he grabs a bound stack. No, not really. He grabs the bound stack, put it on the table, cut the stack, grabbed 2 copies, and walked them to me. So what I didn't know, and what they didn't say, is they were staggering the release of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He had 2 bundles. The first bundle went immediately, and then they waited a half hour and put out the second bundle. They didn't put all stock out at first. And he comes back and he's like, here you go. We're putting the rest out now. I wanted to make sure you got your copy. And I was like, oh man, dude, that is so awesome. He's like, no, I just remembered I was looking for you. As soon as he said, grab the other one, I was looking for you. So yeah, he could have waited until I left. What I take out of this is I didn't get mad about, oh man, I came here for that. Oh, boo, boo, boo. No, I was like, oh man, that was really cool. That's one of the reasons I came, but I came to support the LCS. I was in line buying stuff. Did that have some influence? Listen, capitalism, folks, they're going to treat buyers different than they're going to treat free comic book getters. Not drastically different. They're not savages, but there is when you look and say that person is going to come back and buy stuff. Yeah. And he, made sure I got 2 copies. And I was like, dude, I stopped. I shook his hand. I was like, dude, hey, man, that really makes my day. Like, thank you so much for that. And then he's like, cool. And then the person behind me is like, oh, yo, can I get 2 copies? And the guy's like, yeah. And the person behind me was like, oh, can I get 2 copies? And he's like, sure. And he went through the rest of the line of people that were buying and handed everybody 2 copies. And the rest of them stayed on the table for all of those people who had not come in yet. So that was a really well done free comic book day on their part. They could have saved that extra stack, said it was gone, and as you can see, sell them for $10 up to $50 I've seen on eBay. They didn't. So, Arsenal Comics, Ventura location. Stamp of approval. Let them pick their table. That's awesome. All right, Chef. Adios, buddy. Love you, brother. See you tomorrow. Maybe. Good luck. So I feel to a degree it was me being civil. It was me engaging. It was me contributing to the store. It was me talking to them like, we're nerds. We're dorks. We're geeks. Like, let's geek out. Let's nerd out. And, and he said it. I as soon as I pulled that, I looked for you to see if you were still here. So, yeah. Imagine reading a comic. What a nerd. I know, right? So it was, I feel that it was karma. It was kismet. It was those good vibes that I put out into and we put out into the comic book store, that when it came around, hey man, I do have 2 copies for you. And he even gave me a bag and board, which would have been 10 cents. What are the grades of my copies? Free comic books are handled much differently than regular ones. These might be a 9.6. They got some dings. Books are tossed around. I bet you if I press this one, it's a 9.8. This one raw is a 9.6, but if I press it, they might give it to me because I spend the extra money. But I can tell you definitely this one pressed is a 9.8. This one, if I get lucky and pay for the pressing, could also be a 9.8. One of those will never leave. If I have them sign both of them, and I grade both of them, one of them, whatever grades higher, will stay in my PC forever. I have 3 of the Absolute Batman covers. Whichever grades the highest of that will be in my PC forever. Close all this out. All right, folks, it's actually already 7:30. I should call last call now. Last call, everybody. Let's call it a night and move on to tomorrow. What we got? We have Pinion. I hate to dump and run with Pinion, though. She always asks me how we're doing. And I really don't want to answer. I guess we'll do it anyway. All right, folks. I love each and every one of you. Please take care of each other and yourself so we can do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow could possibly be the last stream we do on Twitch for 2 weeks. It all depends if we decide to do Thursday. Pinion is raiding out, so we're gonna end it. She's actually leaving. So never mind. We're just going to end it. Take care. Be safe. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll have more information about next week for you tomorrow after the meeting when we decide how we're going to do it. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. Good night.